Hello students, in this video we will understand the chapter comparing quantities. Comparing quantities means comparing two quantities. So there are two different ways to compare the quantities. The first is the ratio. This is the symbol of ratio and we just read it as is to. We can see here the height of Hina is 150 centimeter and the Amir's height is 75 centimeter. So we can write it as 150 is to 75. When we reduce it, it will become 2 is to 1, as 75 2s are 150 and 75 1s are 75. We can see one more example. Speed of cheetah is 120 km per hour and speed of men is 20 km per hour. It is necessary that both the units should be same. So we can write it as 120 is to 20. Then we reduce it with the table of 20. It will become 6 is to 1. So we can say that cheetah runs 6 times faster than a man. This is very important line here. To compare two quantities, the units must be the same. Now we just take one more example. Find the ratio of 3 km to 300 meter. In this question, both the quantities are having different units. So 1 km is equals to 1000 meter. Then 3 km is equals to 3 into 1000 meter. We just convert the bigger unit into the smaller unit. Now the required ratio is 3000 is to 300. Then we just simplify it and it will become 10 is to 1. The next topic is equivalent ratios. How we can find that the two given ratios are equivalent? There are two methods again. The first method is just the cross multiplication method. We can write the ratios in the form of fractions. So 1 is to 2 become 1 upon 2. 2 is to 3 become 2 upon 3. Then we cross multiply it and 1 3s are 3, 2 2s are 4. So 3 and 4 are not equal. So we can say that 1 is to 2 and 2 is to 3 are not equivalent. The another method is taking LCM. Just make the denominators equal and then also we can see 3 upon 6 and 4 upon 6 are not equal. So we can say that ratio 1 is to 2 is not equivalent to the ratio 2 is to 3. Now the next topic is unitary method. In this case, or we just studied this topic in earlier classes also. If the cost of one thing is given and we have to find more, then we just multiply it. And if the cost of more is given and we have to find one, then we just divide it. So we can see one example here. 6 bowls cost rupees 90. What would be the cost of 10 such bowls? So cost of 6 bowls is 90 rupees. Then cost of 1 bowl is equals to rupees 90 upon 6. Then cost of 10 bowls is equals to 90 upon 6 multiplied by 10. Then it is equals to 150. So this is the unitary method. Now the next topic is percentage. This is the another way of comparing quantities. Percentage is derived from a Latin word percentum. That means per 100. So we can say that percentages are numerators of fractions with denominator 100. Those fractions which are having denominators 100 can be written in the percentage directly. So this is the symbol of percentage and which means 100th to. That means 1% can be written as 1 upon 100 and in decimal form it can be 0.01. So now we can see that percentage, if a number is given and we have to write in fraction, then it is 14 upon 100. It can be written as 14% or read as 14%. Now if when we want to find percentages when total is not 100, then what we have to do? See, if we are having a fraction 8 by 20, so we have to make the denominator 100. So we just multiply it with 5, it will become 40 upon 100. So we can write it as 40% or read it as 40%. Then converting fractional numbers to percentage. If we are having a fractional number and we want to write it in percentage, then what we have to do? We just multiply it with 100. For example, write 1 by 3 as percent. So it will become 1 by 3 multiplied by 100. That means 100 upon 3. So it is not completely divisible. Then we can write it in mixed fraction. It will become 33 1 by 3%. We can take one more example here. Out of 25 children in a class, 15 are girls and we have to find the percentage of girls. So first of all, we have to write it in fraction. That means the number of girls upon total number of students. Then to convert it into percentage, we just multiply it with 100. Then it will become 60%. Now, converting decimals to percentage. Converting decimals to percentage, in this we can take one example like 0.75 is given. So 0.75 can be written as 75 by 100 in the form of fraction. Then to convert it into percentage, we just multiply it with 100. So it will become 75%. Now, uses of percentage. Percentage can be used to tell how many. That means how many percentage of the thing is correct or incorrect, or we can say that what is the percentage of students are passed in the exam and how many are failed. So in finding how many, we can use the percentage. Now the next topic is ratios to percents. That means if ratios are given and we just want to convert ratios into percentage, then what we have to do? See, if we are having the ratio 2:1, first of all we have to find the total parts, that is the sum of the ratios. So it will be 2 plus 1, 3. 3 is the total part. That means 2 upon 3 part is rice and 1 upon 3 part is dal. So to convert into percentage, we just multiply this fraction with 100. 2 by 3 multiply by 100, it will become 66 2 by 3%. And 1 by 3 multiply by 100, it will become 33 1 by 3%. Then increase or decrease as percentage. To find what percentage of the amount is increased or decreased, for this we are having a formula, that is amount of change upon original amount multiplied by 100. We just take one example of it. The number of illiterate persons in a country decreased from 150 lakhs to 100 lakhs in 10 years. What is the percentage of decrease? So first of all we have to find the difference. 150 lakhs minus 100 lakhs, it will be 50 lakhs. So the formula is, according to the formula, we just put the values, amount of change, that is 50, original amount is 150 into 100 to convert it into percentage. Then it will become 33 1 by 3%. Now the next topic is prices related to an item or buying and selling. In this case, we are having two type of prices. First is the cost price and second is the selling price. Cost price is the buying price, we can say. The buying price of any item is known as the cost price, or in short form we can write it as CP. The price at which you sell it is selling price, or in short selling price. We are having some formulas of this. Like if we are having the situation, if selling price is greater than cost price, then it is the situation of profit. So to find profit, it is SP minus CP. So by this formula we can make two more. SP is equals to CP plus profit and CP is equals to SP minus profit. Now this is profit in rupees, and if we want to find profit in percentage, then we just use the formula profit in rupees upon CP into 100. Now if we are having this situation, if CP is greater than SP, then it is the situation of loss. So to find loss, it is CP minus SP, and by this we can make two more formulas, that is SP is equals to CP minus loss and CP is equals to SP plus loss. To find loss percentage, it will be loss in rupees upon CP into 100. Then if there is a situation when profit percent or loss percent is given and we have to find selling price, then the formula is CP into 100 plus profit percent upon 100 and CP into 100 minus loss percent upon 100. And to find the CP, it will reciprocate just, and it will become SP multiply 100 upon 100 plus profit percent and SP multiply 100 upon 100 minus loss percent. So these are the formulas we have to use in the case of profit and loss. Now the next topic is charge given on borrowed money or simple interest. The money we borrow is known as the sum borrowed or principal. The extra amount we have to pay on that money is interest. So finally the amount is principal, that the sum borrowed, plus the extra amount, that means the interest. So this will be the total amount. So to find simple interest, we are having the formula for this. We are having some more formulas, that is to find simple interest, it is P into R into T upon 100. And by this formula we can derive three more, that is P. To find principal, it is SI, that is simple interest, multiply by 100 upon rate multiply time. To find rate, it is simple interest multiply 100 upon principal into time. To find time, it is SI, that is simple interest multiply by 100 upon principal into rate. So the formula of amount is principal plus simple interest. So this is the formula we have to use for finding simple interest, principal, rate and time. This is all about your chapter comparing quantities. Thank you.